Minecraft, a game that's taken over the world since its release, and it does not seem that it's going to stop anytime soon. So today we're going to take the Warden and make him ultra realistic in Photoshop. So to make the Warden, we're going to need some bones, a bunch of slimy textures, and even some blood to go on top of that. First, I just started with adding in a reference picture for the Warden up in the corner so I know what I'm doing. I then used this shape of a texture and created this head out of it. It doesn't look very good right now, I can tell you that, but it will get better eventually, I promise. So then I added in these hair thingies, I guess. I don't even know what you call it, this stuff right here, whatever it is. After that, I just decided to make his skin a little darker because I couldn't stand looking at whatever that was before, so it looks pretty nice now. After that, we're just going to add in these branches right here as the little horns on top, and we're just going to use puppet warp to do this just by adding in these anchor points and putting it in the place it should be. We then added these glowing textures, and it looks pretty good. I like how it is. Adding some more texture and some more stuff to look at is just always a good idea. So after that, I started drawing in the mouth just like this. It actually ends up looking pretty good, but at this moment it obviously doesn't. It looks kind of terrible, I'm not gonna lie, but I like how it looks later, so just hold on a second. I then added in these droopy slimy things and made that same stomach texture, just made it dark blue. I then started cutting out this in part of the stomach just like this. It looks pretty good, I think, but I added in these bones just like here and duplicated them a couple times and put some shadows on them just like this. After putting in those shadows, we're going to draw a bunch of souls. I think that's what they are. Yeah, they're probably souls. I don't really know, but they look pretty cool, so I like it. Then we're going to add in a bunch of particles on top of the souls to give them some more glow, and add in some highlights on the bones. I do make them look better later, I promise. I then added some highlights on the inside of the stomach to kind of make it look 3D, I guess, kind of. Then I added in some more textures around the stomach just to give it a more grainy, more textury look, just better to look at in general. After that, I went and did arms, but like, what is that? That is the most cursed thing I've seen in a long time. Then I took out these chunk of the arms just so we can add in some bones in there. After that, we're just going to add in some like of this background spikes just to make it look like it's 3D. And then we're going to add in the bones just using a bunch of spines that I found off of Google. Added in some shadows just like this. Looks okay. I then took the body, put an exposure layer on it, and started adding some shadows to where the arms were touching the body. Then I added in some blue moss, inverted the layer mask, and just masked out the parts that I needed, just like this. Now, before this project looked pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie, but this started making it all come together, and I'm pretty happy with this. So I moved the body up just like this, and started masking out his legs, loosely. They're beautiful. Yes, I said it, they're beautiful. So then I went on and duplicated the bones and masked out the ones I didn't need until I got something that looked just like this on both sides. And I added in that same black streaky background thing and made it black. Then I made his legs blue to match the rest of his body, as well as adding in this new slimy texture and that same old glowy blue texture that I've been using. Then I added in some rocks in the foreground. Yeah, they look kind of good. Made them blue, made them darker, just to match the environment that's coming right now. So I put in this background and I changed all the colors to blue, and I'm gonna let this run for a second until I get to the part where I change up some more. I then went and added in some glow into his head, his stomach, and his legs just like this. I then decided that, wow, this doesn't look very good up here, so I'm going to use the clone stamp tool and just mask that out a little bit. And then I'm just going to let this play for a while until I get all this background done pretty much. And this was the point that I realized I needed to make it a little more scary. So, cause like, imagine I'm Steve right here and I'm just minding my own business in the cave, and then I see this thing, and I'm running right away because like, it's gonna start chasing after me, and then what do I do after that? So I was thinking, I was like, what's the way to make it more scary? And what's better than blood? So I added some blood to the warden. And at a certain point, I was like, this blood isn't doing it for me, so I just decided to draw in my own because I couldn't find the angle for any blood that matched. And I just drew so much of it. This took so long, just a bunch of spots everywhere I could see that could fit some blood in it. I used bevel and emboss to make it look kind of 3D, add that little blue highlight onto it and make it kind of look 3D, if you can say that at all. After that, I took this stringy brush and created some like slime coming out of his mouth and pretty much everywhere, on the horns, everything I could think of. And this is a great time for me to ask you guys to sub to my channel. I've been loving the support recently and I thank you so much. So then I added in this green color just to add some more detail and texture and some variety to his skin. It actually looks pretty good in the end, so I'm loving that. I didn't think there was enough color going on here, so I just decided to add in a glow in the background to give some more depth to it and add another light source. Then we added in this disgusting picture of flesh just to his leg, and we're just going to make that the exact same color, or just a color that matches, and start masking out the edges to make it look like it's an actual wound instead of just a perfectly round circle oval thing. Then we're going to darken that up and put the exposure layer only on the parts under the skin, just to make it look like it's actually under the skin and not on top of it. And since we're nearing the end of the product, we're just gonna let this rest of this play, listen to some music, maybe laugh a little bit, eat some popcorn, whatever you guys want. Enjoy. And after about 4 hours spent of working, this is what we've all been waiting for. I love how this turned out. It is so detailed from the top to the bottom. So many things that you can look at. Everywhere you look, there's something new going on. All the blood and slime coming off of everywhere pretty much. His stomach, so detailed with the souls inside. You know, the horns with all the slime coming off of it and the glow that it produces. I love the way that this turned out. So click subscribe and watch one of my other videos if you guys liked it. I'll see you in the next one.